Attribute number 2, the food-likeness of God. Meditation 6, delightful to the human soul. Very frequently, God compares himself to food, bread, a feast, etc. Part of God's nature is that he is a delight to the human soul. When his grace is tasted, it is sweet. When his glory is seen, it is beautiful. Psalm 34:8. Taste and see that the Lord is good. What is wonderful about this attribute? Notice that the verse does not say, taste and see if the Lord is good. It says, taste and see that the Lord is good. Usually, taste is a matter of preference. When a person tastes a new food for the first time, he may or may not like it. But the experience of the presence of God is not like that. It is good. It is pleasing to the soul. The goodness of God to the human soul is a fact, a property of God's nature. This means there is no chance that a human being could experience the presence of God and not be delighted. Your favorite food may or may not delight you in a given moment of time. Your favorite pastime may or may not seem good. Your favorite person may or may not make you happy. Neither anything nor anyone can guarantee that if you taste, you will find it or him to be good. No one, that is, but God. Lord, you are so supremely good. The water from your spring is so utterly sweet, pleasing, gratifying, and enjoyable, so superior to anything in this world. Let me reserve all my tasting for you. Teach me to never put anything else in my mouth. What effect would it have on your heart if you were to consciously experience God's food likeness today? Experiencing this attribute. Seek to make your life a life of tasting. If you are going to convince your soul to give up what it would have to give up in order to seek hard after God, you're going to have to be able to make a plausible argument to your soul about the benefits. If your efforts to seek after God in the past have not been satisfying to your soul, then when you try to persuade yourself to spend time in the Word and in prayer, your soul will say, that was not satisfying yesterday. What makes you think it will be today? Tasting of the goodness of God gives you the ability to make a plausible argument. Remember when the presence of God was so sweet and encouraging and satisfying? Don't you want that again? So often we fall into knowing about God's goodness without tasting it. A taste is something that cannot be known any other way than by the actual experience of tasting. No amount of information can replace the experience. Learning facts about God's attributes without having delightful, satisfying experiences of them will not be enough to generate love for God in the heart, any more than studying the properties of food will satisfy a hungry stomach. Knowing without tasting is not enough. Sometimes we experience the kindness of God like a person wolfing down a plate of food without even tasting it, just to get some calories in his body or to get a meal over with so he can rush out the door. God expresses and illustrates his goodness through all the pleasures of life, and so often we wolf them down in such an idolatrous frenzy that we barely taste God's goodness through those pleasures. We use his gifts, but pay no attention to him. Seeing a spectacular sunset, enjoying a time of special closeness in your spouse's arms, getting some wonderful news, each of the pleasures of life, if enjoyed without conscious awareness of the goodness of God being expressed through those things, does very little to build one's love for God. Other times we can't taste God's goodness because our mouths are full of the poisonous junk food of sin. You can only taste one thing at a time. In fact, usually it takes some time after expelling those other things before the palate is clean enough to really taste God's goodness. Taste and see that the Lord is good. Experience all the pleasures of life as tastes. Don't be like Samson's lion, a storehouse and dispenser of sweet honey, but without having tasted it yourself. If you fall into that, you will become as dead and powerless as that lion. Lord, let me despise sin and the distractions of this world, because they prevent me from tasting your goodness. As much as possible, more than yesterday, let every good thing I encounter today remind me of my duty and joyful privilege of tasting your goodness. Think. God's goodness is showering you in a deluge, an absolute downpour, every second of the day, including your most painful, difficult moment. It is raining down on you. Are you tasting it? Promise to trust today. Psalm 23:6. Surely goodness and love will follow me all the days of my life. Isaiah 55:2. Why spend money on what is not bread, and your labor on what does not satisfy? Listen to me, and eat what is good, and your soul will delight in the richest of fare.